Dun, 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 dun. Well, I mean, I don't need to do that. He's already done that. Oh, did you see the coin? The coin, the almighty coin has spoken. I am your god. I am the coin. I am your god. Well, in a way, money. We're all ruled by fucking bloody money, aren't we? May as well be our bloody god. Oh, I've got to watch my language. The point is, our god, our Lord and Saviour, the money, has decreed that today be a clean episode. So, oh, wow. Imagine that. I need to take another. I'm going to take I almost said a swear. I almost said the S word. I'm going to take my beverage, which is. It's actually because I finished the Pepsi, but then I poured cherry Pepsi into the can, so it's like I'm getting like secret cherry. I'm just popping a bonus caffeine pill, because I'll get to that. We'll get to that. There's time. There's fucking time. I'm not going to be doing that every week, by the way. The coin toss. The flip of a coin won't be happening every week because I don't need to do that every week, do I? I liked the ominous. I thought I came up with all right. It was all planned. Nothing's spontaneous, nothing's interesting and fun and exciting and new. It's all planned out. It's all, I had the idea. I thought, hey, what if I do like an ominous opening with the coin toss, and then that will dictate whether it's a clean or a filth-ridden episode. And it's a clean one, so, we're going to keep it clean for you guys, yeah? For you guys, for you. It's about you, the people, because I care about you. Oh, I care so much about you. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you have a fun and enjoyable experience while you're watching my videos. Da, ba, ba, ba. Which is to say, I'm apparently now it's a personal trend for me to film a podcast and then be like, nah, that's not a good one. Do it again. Because that happened. I did a whole look. Here's what I drew. I've got all my papers on top of other papers. I drew. That. See, because I was doing blue, because it's the blue episode. Everyone get on board for the blue episode. Doop. And I drew Rainbow Dash. And I did a whole thing about I didn't know it was called Rainbow Dash. And then because I Googled blue characters, and then this was on one of those like montage pictures of blue characters, and I was like, that would be funny if I do a My Little Pony, and I had to Google My Little Pony characters, and then I had to Google My Little Pony characters again, but with the word characters spelt right, because I misspelled the word characters. And then it said this was Rainbow Dash, which makes sense, because, horses dash, and it's got rainbows on it. The drawing's kind of not great. It's not amazing, but it's not great. It's just whatever. It's just a drawing of a stupid horse. Stupid horse! Not even a good horse. Not even a smart, intelligent, witty horse. Stupid horse. And I just wasn't happy with the episode. But why, Ewan? Explain yourself. Everything needs... You have to give reasons for everything. You can't just... I don't even know. Yeah, I do. Because I've been horribly depressed. Which is like, so what's new? You're always depressed, you, and that's why we love you, because you're a big sad sack. and you're just miserable all the time, and all you do is talk about how miserable you are. There's only one thing worse than a depressed person, and that's a depressed person who all they can talk about is how depressed they are. No shade to all my depressed friends out there. I'm kidding, by the way. I don't actually think that. Or do I? So I was just... Because, well... Alright, so the... I don't know. I don't know, man. It's past, like... few days, a week or so, weekend at least. I've been I've been in despair, been in a pit of despair, and the oh, Jesus Christ, let's do a podcast and struggle to communicate basic. I got nothing in me. What the heck? Why did I think it would be a good idea to ever start a podcast in the first place? What was I thinking? This has all been a mistake. This has all been a horrible mistake. I'll give up and call it a day there. Oh, I'm only joking, you little weasels. Come on. And then you're all sat there going, oh, no, I thought he was actually going to quit. That would have been fun and interesting. But instead, he's carrying on like the soldier he is. I just, I got sick for a bit. And then, I can't remember where his shirt's supposed to be. What's up, Doc? Good grief. Right, I was... I had spent some time seeing some friends, and then I came home, and almost pretty much the day after I got back, I was sick. Not like sick, but just like, a cold. I had a cold. Sniffles, sore throat, that sort of thing. It's just about cleared up now. See, I thought it had cleared up yesterday when I recorded this episode originally, thinking it would be fine for me to record. But upon reflection, I realised that I was clearly not better. I wasn't feeling well at all, and the podcast suffered as a result of that. So I almost didn't do one at all. I was going to say, I was going to have to post a thing saying no podcast this week. I'm not well, and that would be, I'm feeling sick, and also I'm just not well. My mental isn't well because, well, I don't know why because, but it just is the case. It is what it. Skip to the end. So I'm drawing Scratchy from it. No, I'm not. I'm drawing Itchy. Itchy the I almost said Itchy the cat. That's the complete opposite of what it's actually. I'm drawing Itchy the mouse. Chopping up a load of Mr. Meeseeks. Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. Well, I haven't watched Rick and Morty in so long. I think, did I already do the whole Rick and Morty used to be good, but now it's not bit? That's pretty much how I feel about it. It had its moment, and then it sort of... its moment went away, and... I don't know. Maybe it fell into the trap of, like, believing its own hype kind of thing. Maybe? Is that a thing that happens? I believe it is. It's... I don't know. It just got bad, didn't it? Anyway, this is no shade to Rick and Morty at all. This is just... they're blue characters, and I thought, there's blue characters, there's a lot of them potentially in the show. There's a lot, and then they kill and they all die, and it's a whole thing. And I just thought it would be funny to have Itchy the mouse chopping them up. Like the choppy little chap he is. I almost called him a choppy little B word. B-A-S-T-A-R-D. I almost called him that, but that would be a bad word. We're not using bad words today, are we? Because this is a clean episode. I should put this episode, because when you upload videos to YouTube, it asks if this is made for children. And in general, as you can probably assume, I tend to lean towards my content is not made for children. Obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but yeah. I don't tend to have children in mind when making my content. Or not in a positive way, anyway. Unless they're dying. So I should mark this one as made for children, because it's going to be a nice polite episode. And it's going to be... I mean, I'm not drawing Rainbow Dash like I was going to say last episode, but it wasn't. It was going to be this episode, but it turned out to not be this episode. I'm not drawing Rainbow Dash, but... You know, it's cartoon characters chopping up other cartoon characters. Maybe not hugely wholesome, but hey, it's all good fun. It's all in the name of fun and frivolity and, you know, other words that exist that describe things. Choppy, choppy. Gosh darn it, I did have things to say and now they're all gone. I think all I had to say was just that I was just going to be talking about how horrifically depressed I've been. But that was the main focus of my previous recording and why that previous recording didn't work. So... maybe it would be best for me to not to do that. Maybe I should talk about something nice. What nice stuff is there? Should we Google nice things? Nice things. I was on Google Images and it's just come up with white girl text that says like nice things in flowery calligraphic texts. Nice things. Discover new pieces from Nice Things shop. Oh, it's like shopping. Is there a brand called Nice Things? Oh, that's a horrible thing I've just learned. I go actually looking for nice things, and what I find is there's a brand called Nice Things that have taken the word nice things and are using it to make money. Brilliant. Love that so much. We do love the money, though. Money's our god. We praise the money. Oh, praise to the money. The money saves us all. It gives us life. It gives us food. It keeps us nice and warm. Oh, praise to the money. The money, 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 money. We love the money. We die without money. Literally, we die without money. We love you, money. Thank you for all your money. We're so glad to have you in our lives. If we didn't, we'd have no money. Praise be to the money that saves our lives, enriches us and gives us hope, and surgery for our eyes so we can see in the dark, 'cause we've got laser vision, which we couldn't have without money. Money, 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 money. We love you, the money. We love money so much. Without money we'd be sad and depressed, even more so than we already are. We love the money. The money is God. God is dead, but now he lives again. He lives to us through money. Money's based on gold, which inherently has no value. But, oh, look, it's shiny and there's not a lot of it, so let's base our entire economy on it. God bless the money, even though money is God. Money, bless yourself, even though you are just money. Money, 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 money. God bless the money. Save all the money. Let people die so that we can keep continuing to have money, because money is important. More important than our lives. We'll die for the economy, kill for the economy, make sure the economy thrives. God bless money. Without it, we would perish. I'm so glad we have money. And I don't live in Venice. That was the worst rhyme in that whole thing, was the bit about Venice. I don't know why that was... Why Venice? Well, because it rhymes, and I couldn't think of another rhyme for perish. I was going to say, Penis, but like pronounced penis. Because that would be funny. Do you know, I thought I didn't do last time I recorded this episode, when I did my Rainbow Dash episode, but I thought how not obviously, but it just so happens that for the red episode, when I started doing when I started doing this rehashed idea of draw everything in one colour, I did what you can maybe call research and rewatched my red episode to like make sure I wasn't going to repeat myself in saying certain things. And I kept that up for approximately none of my further colour-specific episodes. So I thought it could be fun to go... it was the Ewan Untitled, wasn't it? And find the blue episode, and maybe I can watch it, because then... What better way to rehash old content than to make content watching your old content? Like real YouTubers do. Oh, reacting to my old videos. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I used to not be as fun and interesting as I am now. Oh, God, it's so weird seeing my old content now with older eyes. Or newer eyes, or whatever. Hey! Had an intro. Limited myself to only one shit a day. I said no more, only one. If I get none a day, fine, so be it. Sometimes that happens, If you go more than one day without one, you should be a little bit worried. But every now and again, if you get one day with no poo, then that's not too bad. But more than one a day, oh come on, man. Sometimes it's beyond your control. Obviously, you can't control the winds of fate, as it were, all the time. But if you can help it, or if I can help it, if me personally, I told myself, no, just the one for me. That'll do. That's enough. Like with drugs and alcohol, you've got to limit yourself. You've got to know your limits, the boundaries, know when to say no. Like having sex with children. I'm funny. I'm still funny. I was always hilarious. Of course, I realised now, having played it, and one of the very first words I say is a curse word, and this is supposed to be a clean episode because some people prefer it to be non-sweary, that maybe I should not view my old content when I'm supposed to be doing a clean episode, because it's very rare that my old content would be clean, so I won't. But that was quite funny, talking about limiting myself to one poop a day. Can you even do that? I mean, I guess you can if you end up needing to take more than one. You just hold it in till the next day, and then you have a countdown. You get your laptop screen up, and you Google like countdown clock for however many hours, 9 hours, and then you have a big like 24 style countdown clock. Bing. Bing, 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 and it counts down 9 hours until I can poop again. And then you can have like a funny montage of like you sitting, sweating, wiping your brow, looking at the clock all tense, looking out the window, out the window, doing busy work around the house, and the whole time you keep like stopping, gritting your teeth, and like clenching, like, oh, I can't go yet. You have to hold it in. Don't let it out. Oh, it's coming. I can't. Bing, 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 bing. Oh, 3 hours to go. I can't hold it. I'm gonna turn. Bing, 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 bing. And then there's like 45 minutes left. Bing, 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 bing. That's the noise of the clock, obviously. Bing, bing. 45 minutes left, and then there's all there is you looking at a closed door on the inside of a house, and you hear whoosh. Didn't make it, poor guy. Couldn't make it 9 hours. He had to go. God bless our money. Please never take my money away. I love paying taxes. It's my favourite thing. I love to give away all my money. I spend all my waking time making money for other people to have my money. But I love having money. I love to make money for me and everyone else. The whole point of life is money. That's why we exist. We exist to make rich people richer. We exist to make them rich. I love money. Money's my favourite thing. My entire personality's based around having lots of money. I'm really, really boring. It's the only thing in my life. Oh, look at all the nice things I have that I have because of the money. Money, 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 money. The only important thing to me is money. I've lost all meaning in my life now. All I want is money. Give me money. Oh, hustle, hustle, hustle for the money. Don't have friends, family, or interesting lives. Just have lots of money. Have cars and houses and microwaves and fridges and TVs and things. Things, things, things. Let's buy lots of things. All with our money. Praise be to the money. It's the money that makes life worth living, because money, money, money is the money, 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 and without money there'd be no money. If there were no money, I'd kill myself in an instant, because what would life be without the purpose of making all of that bloody money? Praise all the money. Oh, money, money, money. These are church hymns about money being the best thing in the world. In case it wasn't abundantly clear already. I mean, I basically finished the drawing already. I don't know what to do for the rest of the episode now. It might be a short one. Maybe I can just sing about money some more. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? People like when I sing. Oh, yay, it's a Ewan singing episode. Hooray! Hooray! Woo, yeah! Woo, bloody money. I actually loved that song on the Gorillaz album. The Gorillaz, is it the Humans album? The album as a whole wasn't great. There was a couple of okay songs on it. But one of the first ones they released was Hallelujah Money. And that hit because, like, it's so spot on. It's basically just what I've been singing this episode. Money, it's our saviour. Thank God for money, because without what would we do without money? Could you imagine having to live without money infesting every single aspect of our lives? What would we do with all that spare time to sit and think about things and create and sort of do things for other people and actually involve yourself in life and your community and stuff. And believe me, I don't necessarily want to involve myself in life or my community, but some people would like to and they can't because money, bloody money. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, look how rich I am. Look at the bags I can buy. Look at these designer bags I can buy. Oh, I'm having a holiday in Dubai because of money. Because money's the best bloody thing in the world. I love money so much. Praise money for being money. For giving me something in place of a personality. I can just have the love of money. Secret cherry Pepsi. Now, when I'm out and about around town, oh, my nails aren't dirty. Okay, I was expecting them to be dirty because I haven't cleaned them this week. This week at all, ever. That was a great start. Now, when I'm out and about in town, man about town that I am, people say, "Wow, look at that guy. He's a big guy," because I'm a big guy, which made me. This is look. It says that's me, the big guy. There's a comic called The Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot by Frank Miller and Jeff Darrow. Oh my God, remember them from Hard Boiled? I was in my local comic book emporium, and I saw this on the shelf next to a copy of Hard Boiled that looks like the same vein, recoloured for a modern audience and graphic novel size, because the other ones, the original printings, were quite big. They weren't these proportions. They're a little bit wider and a little bit taller. They're a bit more square-ish. Well, just bigger and frankly coloured better. I don't like the new colours as much, but I do understand that graphic novel sized and the colouring is a bit more. Sort of introducing these older stories to a more modern audience. Maybe that's their point. And, so they make money, because that's the point, isn't it? Money! Ruin the book. I got this today, and I'm already ruining it. I don't know the story. It's like an Astro Boy and a big robot, and they save the world from nuclear weapons. But it's Jeff Darrow art, so that's, one thing that's really cool that you can really appreciate through a YouTube video is insanely detailed drawings at this size. So my apologies for that. I assume the video will upload in some kind of high definition, and if you can see the detail, cool. Otherwise, Google image Jeff Darrow big guy and look at the pictures. Oh, there's a giant monster terrorizing the city. Oh, run for your lives. But where can we run from something like that? From deep within its belly rises an explosion of sound that shakes the world. Wait, what's the... in a world, from deep within its belly rises... From deep within its belly rises an explosion of sound that shakes the world. A roar that tosses ships at sea. A horrid, endless bellow. Godless, ancient, hateful, triumphant. The monster laughs. The monster laughs at the scurrying little things that have briefly, so briefly, ruled the planet that it now comes to reclaim. There you go, is my, that voice. Stunned, struck, silent, a million heartbeats freeze in fear. No one breathes, no one speaks. Then, unholy fire, and the screaming starts again. Ah! That was quite funny, actually. I like the monster. The monster design isn't the best ever, but it's cool. It's a cool drawing, and I like it within the context of the thing. And I'll draw some rubble. No, I'll draw every tiny little inch of rubble bursting out of this, and every tiny little mechanical doodad coming off of these cars, and every little bit of glass and shard of things and screws and nuts and bolts. Because I'm an insane person named Jeff Darrow. Christ. I wish I had the security that Jeff Darrow seems to have, that he can afford to spend as long as it takes. And someone like Frank Miller was like, have this money and make this comic, and take, as long as you take to make a comic. Here's money so you stay alive while you're making the comic. And, whatever extra money. Because at this point, Frank Miller, I think, was like Frank Miller. He was like the guy. So he had money. But I do wish I had that security, because I wouldn't be making comics like this. But knowing I had the time to just sit and make the comics I wanted to make, that's what it's all about. It's just that sort of security of knowledge, that peace of mind. Look at all the people, the tiny little... I know I say this every time, but if I was drawing this, I'd draw 4 people and go, that's enough. That's a crowd. 4 people's a crowd. Let's have 4 people getting killed in this scene. No, let's draw 80, 100, 3 million people. All these cars, and it's all in perspective. And when are they going to get to the fireworks factory? That's a Simpsons reference. It's both... I love this, actually. This is like... body horror stuff. His goo... He's, eating these people, and then they're getting melted in his tummy acids, and then he's drooling them out, and then the drool drools onto these people, and they melt and turn into these body horror... Oh, there's another Rick and Morty reference. What's the name of the guy who does the... I know you're sitting there now going, it's... Cronenberg. The Cronenbergs. And then Rick and Morty turn into like Cronenberg monsters, and it's like that. Other dinosaurs, little dinosaurs, and they're all eating the guys, and... It's really, really cool. It's really cool imagery. There's big daddy monster and the little baby monsters, and they're all eating people and chewing them up, tearing them apart. Oh, his briefcase is open up. He's going to lose all his important documents. Oh, he'll have to explain that to his boss. Oh, sorry, boss. I lost all those important documents. Oh, I lost the Leverson file. I'm so sorry, but I got attacked by a monster, and you can see there's a huge chunk out of my chest where it bit me, and I'm missing a lung and most of my other internal organs. But I will try and have that report on your desk by Friday. I'm sorry, please don't fire me. I require this job to keep me and my family alive. Yay, money. There you go. There's in case it wasn't already abundantly clear, the theme of today's episode. Money. Helicopters coming in. Oh, it's that I was going to say that before. It's both inspiring. This kind of drawing is inspiring, knowing these are drawn by a human being who sat down and drew all of this. It's inspiring that's a thing. Got the sign, the little Ultraman and the signs and everything. But it's also horrifically anxiety-inducing to sit and think, like, I want to draw comics, some comics, whatever, comics in general. And to see this and just know how much time and effort it takes to draw, like, a fraction of this. Because sometimes I can sit back and not, try not to think about it, but just, like, sit and make a comic. Just draw it as I draw it, and it comes out how it comes out. But then if I sit and think about it too much, then I start to get like, it's going to take so long and it's going to take so much effort, and this like 1 or 2 pages in particular are going to be really detailed, and it's going to take me forever to do them, and I don't want to do it. I used to think when I was when I was doing those big black and white dungeon drawings, I used to think, I'd be drawing like a rat in a position here and then like a goblin over here. And I used to have this thought in my head. I wonder if one day they'll be able to make a program where you have like a room and then you click like a button that says rat and it puts a rat here, and then goblin and it puts a goblin here. And so you can like generate drawings with this machine, which now AI can do. Not ethically, obviously, and not always well. But it would be nice if I could have an idea for a comic and go, right, generate page, generate my entire comic so I don't have to actually draw the thing, and I could just put my name to it. I'll do a couple of pin-ups. I'll do a cover, I'll do a couple of pin-ups, maybe 1 or 2 pages here and there if I want something very specific. But for the most part, just get an AI to do it, whatever. But of course, the AI, steals from other artists. It doesn't actually generate anything. I am aware of that, by the way, just so we're clear. I know AI doesn't create out of nothing. It pools, or it draws from a pool of collected knowledge and imagery. It doesn't just make things out of thin air. That's cool, he's shooting him. Oh, take that, you big monster. I was going to use bad words, but we're not doing that today. Die! I like how he's got the missile just gripped in one hand. All these tiny little monsters. This one's got a really funny long neck. He's got a noodle neck. They're all individually designed. None of them are just like copy and pasted. A couple look similar, but they're all like... And then these tanks and jeeps all blowing up. The torn metal, the little bits of mechanical things and machinery all coming apart. It's actually like insane. There's something wrong in your head that allows you to be able to draw all of this. And then they send in the little man, the little Rusty the boy robot. Ready and raring to go, sir. I won't let you down. So, fly fast and fly hard. The prayers of the nation, the hopes of the world fly with you, little Rusty. Yes, sir, I'm on my way. My big chance at last. They think I can't handle this. Maybe I'm just a prototype, but I'm a pretty darn good one. I'll show them. Power up, blast off. I love this little scene. Running, hup, little jump, land, and then whoosh, and he takes off. That's a really cool little whoosh. It's a cool little, like, almost an animation. Flying through the city, gonna save everyone's lives. I'm Rusty the boy robot. Watch me as I fly. Power up, coming at ya. Ha! Zoosh! Worrisome gnat. Oh no, he broke him. Begone, tiny thing of tin. Whaps him away with his tail. I don't hate the colouring on the monster, I'll be honest. I mean, mostly I like the fade from like orange to grey. It's not horrendous. I think this is recoloured. I had a little look through this version of Hardboiled that was on the shelf, and that's absolutely been recoloured. And by extension, I can then assume this has been recoloured because I never saw the original big man and little boy robot comic. I love this panel. This is a really cool panel. Just the big monster foot, fairly elephant-like in design, just about to stomp down on the ground on Rusty the Boy Robot and a car. Oh, his head's all dented in. Ha ha ha. He's no, it can't end like this. I've got to show him. Got to find a way to clobber that monster. On your feet, Rusty. Up and at him. Step on it. And then it steps on him. I'm just not big enough. Ooh. These scenes remind me of Akira, where it's just a bunch of old men talking. Like, you have all this dramatic action and like bike chases and people getting road rash and smacked about and punched and guns and stuff, and then it cuts to old men in room talking, and it's like, oh, cool. And I know how film works. I know how story works. It's there are elements, and I get it. I'm not ignorant of everything. I'm ignorant of some things, but not this thing in particular. There's a cool page transition. A little Rusty, and he's flipping the page. And then you see that. Here comes the big guy. Here comes the big guy. It's actually that panel. And then he's saying bye-bye to there. And that's actually the... Doesn't line up perfectly, but it lines up well enough. This is cool also. Blah, 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 something big. And then his antennae protrudes from his head. And then his eyes light up. Big guy kicks butt. I got the Thunderbirds theme tune in my head. And he's heading there in his ship, the monster eating a train. I'm dying. All the he's bitten the train, and all the there's people. You probably can't see. Let me. Oh, I was just looking at my phone as it's recording. There's people drawn in amongst this mess. It's like bits of train and debris and wreckage and little people with clothes, and you can see like this woman's skirts flying up and her legs here, and this guy's in a shirt and pants, and these people are all falling out of the train here, and good grief, monsters on the ground. Explosions. Oh, it's dropping bombs as he's flying. He's dropping bombs here. All these monsters are burning up in the explosion. Ha! More toys! Foolish humans! Foolish doomed humans! Whoa! That's a cool pose. Another one of those like poses that looks simple, but then if you actually try and draw it, it's like because the angle of it makes it tricky. Without a moment's hesitation, without a split-second's thought for his own safety, ready and willing to lay down his life, to risk his very soul for one single solitary chance to save us all, the big guy makes his move. I'm coming closer, Liz, just like you asked me to. Jumps out his ship with a couple of bibbidi bombs, 1 and 2. Pee and poo. That's one for the kids. Into his nostrils. Oh! Demolishes his head. That's brilliant. falls backwards. That's cool, like the puff of smoke from the initial explosion, and then the smoke carries as his head falls backwards into the building. That's really, really cool. I love the solidity, the solid feeling of his tail in the city, in amongst the wreckage of the cars and such. Oh no, but he's still got all the little monsters to deal with. Oh. Picked up a car and is using it as a weapon. One of the most fun, genuinely fun games, because there's a lot of games that like aren't necessarily fun, but they're okay, they're cool to play or whatever. But then one of and some games are just like fun enough, but as well. One of the most fun games I've ever played is The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I believe it was available on Xbox and some other things, but I had it on PlayStation 2. And it was amazing because it's based on the comic and not the films, which is always a bonus. You're the Hulk and you've got the whole city and you can destroy pretty much everything. Only certain buildings could be destroyed, but you can destroy buildings. You can like pick people up, like just pedestrians. You can pick them up and throw them. You can pick up a person, run. You can run up the side of a building. You could climb up the side of a building. You could jump onto buildings and get up on top of buildings. And then you can hold the person in one hand and flick them out with your other hand, or you could just toss them out into the ocean. Or like throw them up and then grab a lamppost and swing it like a baseball bat and hit them. There were mini games within this game, and you're the Hulk. Remember, you're like purportedly a good guy, so you can grab a pedestrian, run up a building, and yeah, there were mini games where you could like. One of the mini games, you were on top of a building, and you have a lamppost as a bat. And there's a helicopter dropping paratroopers out, and you've got to hit the paratroopers as they fall out and see how far out into the water you can get them, which is really, really funny. But one of the many, many, many things you could do in that game was you can grab cars, rip them apart, and then you like have half on each hand and you like smash them together, and then you use them as like giant metal fists. It does extra damage when you're fighting, big monsters and robots and things. And then I think they have a limited use because they like run out of power or whatever, or they deteriorate, and then you can toss the wreckage at whatever you're fighting. Pardon me, I absolutely adore that game. It's a really, really, really fun game if you can find it, and if you're able to, if you have a system you can play it on. Definitely worth checking that one out. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. There's also a really fun mission where you're in like the Badlands desert area, and you've got to sneak into like a top secret government facility. And the way you do it is you grab one of the army trucks that's heading in there, and you like pull it down over yourself, and so you're inside a truck and you're running along with this like truck on you. So you just see this truck with Hulk feet sort of bouncing along the desert. It's really funny. Like, that's how you make a fun game. It's when you get like, the Avengers Ultimate Super Wow, and it's all trying to be too stylistic and cool and based on the movies and the MCU and everything. Like, it's not the way to do it, man. Well, look at all the drawing, not lamppost, the whatever pole that is with all the wires and things, and all these monsters. It'd take weeks just to draw this one panel. There's a funny little like squid looking thing there. Aw, that's cute. McDonald's is down. I repeat, McDonald's is down. No. The big guy's back up. What? Was there warning signs of this happening? I thought his head got blown apart. I do like this, by the way. He's like hitting them away, smacking them away with a car. Which is what led to me talking about the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Oh, he picked up the McDonald's. I missed that. I was too enamoured with this funny little squid guy. He picked up the McDonald's, and smashed it down onto all these monsters. But then the big man's come back. He's made a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. That's a song. MC Hammer, I think. Ooh, that's a good one. So he got spat upon by the alien monster spit bile stomach acid stuff, and it's like growing and transforming his arm. It's trying to transform it into a Cronenberg monster, and it's messing him up. Pain. Pain. We crawl inside, we cause much pain. I thought that was big boy big guy saying it. Fight, pain, fight. Oh, he's trying to fight against it as he's falling down and he hits the ground. That's a really cool sequence. It's like tumbling, his body's turning and rolling in the air as he falls towards the ground. And it didn't blow his head up, it just blew his nose off. He blew his nose too hard. Die! Oh, he's not having an easy time of it, is he? What's going on? Is he... He stops a train. He stops a subway train. Punches his hand through it, and then like connects his arm to the mechanics of the train, and then drags it out. I assume to use it as a weapon. He's like bolted his arm to the train. That's really funny. He's tied the train around the monster's neck. Madness. And he's done that so he can drag him up into space. Could have done with another panel of him actually dragging him up, because now he's just in space. I guess it's not needed, but it might have been helpful. And then lets it loose out in space. And then they fire a nuke into its mouth somehow. And then it blows up. I don't know where it is exactly. Oh, I do. It's in the ocean. He fell from space into the ocean with a nuclear device in his mouth, and he blew up. Before it's reduced to atoms. All hail, big guy. And Rusty helped too. He did his part. And that's the end. Aww. That's neat. Aww. Big guy doesn't want the little boy hanging around. Kid sidekick, that's the last thing I need. I'll prove myself to you, big guy. You'll see. You'll see. I can be useful. Cover gallery. Cool. What a croc. And it's a communist crocodile. That's pretty funny. I like these like parodies of older sort of comics. See, steam generation, electric plants. Visit a hydroelectric dam. Rusty and the story of electricity. Pew, pew, pew. The monster designs are so wacky and crazy. It's got like little monster titties and a little monster in the little monster mouth. What on earth? Big guy faces his greatest challenge, Moon Pig. Giant pig on the moon. Giant pig on the moon. Whenever you're alone, you needn't swoon, for there's a giant pig on the moon. Terror comes forth on the 4th. It's like a bonus story. I had a quick flick through this. It's pretty cool. There's loads of people chilling on the beach. Then out of the water comes a giant monster, and then Big Guy and Little Rusty are fighting it. And they're fighting it and fighting it. And the whole time, everyone on the beach is just chilling, having a whale of a time. Taking pictures, taking selfies. They've all got funny tattoos. And it's just like, again, insane amounts of detail. Guns and drinks and pizzas and things. Dogs in clothes. This guy's got guns in his bag. Monster fights going on. And so this monster is like cool enough. He's also got loads of like pterodactyls or bats or something surrounding him. And then his tongue is another separate monster. And so every time you draw the monster, you've got to draw all the pterodactyls surrounding its head. That would be a design choice that, like, similarly to if I designed a character like Judge Dredd, where I go, hey, this looks really cool, and then I start drawing it in a comic, and then 1 or 2 pages in, I regret designing him the way I designed him, because now I realise I've got to draw every element of his costume every time I draw him. So every time I drew this monster, I'd be like, cool, now I've got to draw all these little pterodactyls and things. Guns! Everyone's still chilling on the beach. Chilling on the beach. Ooh, that monster. I love the shape of that. And Rusty's helping too. Another chance to prove myself to the big guy in America. I'll keep my end up because I'm the luckiest robot boy in the world. Ooh. They save the day for the beach-going public. Hooray, hooray! For all of the public. Pin-ups. Monsters and robots. What's not to love? Really, that's a really cool comic. Which, you know, it's Frank Miller and it's Jeff Darrow. It sort of goes without saying that it's a cool comic. Hey, Shaolin Cowboy's having a go. But that's a really, like, fun comic. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to see. Spawn. Giant monsters. All kinds of fun stuff. What a fun comic. There's always more you can do. I'm just going to make these lines a bit bolder, I guess, just to make Itchy stand out a bit more. But Inchy and Pinchy, that's what Marge calls them. Oh, it's funny. But in case anyone's curious, I drew it. You know, I did a rough. And I light boxed it onto some paper. See, because I have my sketchbook, I've got certain pages like held in reserve for these colours pages. And so I did the blue one. And it's a My Little Pony. So I did this on paper. And so I drew it. I light boxed it in ballpoint, and then I used just some blue acrylic for the blue because my pens are running out because of the My Little Pony that I drew. My Little Pony is gonna ruin my art career. Art career, he says, as if he's got one of those. I guess in a way I have. I don't want a career. I don't want a job. That's why I don't want to call myself an artist, because it's like, I mean, I am, I guess, in a way, I'm an artist, but like, I prefer it to be like, yeah, people say, what do you do? And I say, oh, I draw pictures, and sometimes people buy them. And sometimes they don't, and that's okay too, because sometimes I just draw them for fun. Because it's a bit of funny fun. And that's okay. That's important sometimes. Sometimes it's importanter. It's most important to just have fun and enjoy the drawings. Otherwise, they're never going to be good. And you're not going to draw drawings that you're proud of, that are worth selling. There are several things on the coming up though, because Well, see, having been incredibly depressed, like really, this past week or so, just disastrous. Struggling to get anything done. But there are a few things. There's the right. So this month, I have to get myself in some kind of gear. I might have to get myself some gear. I might have to get on drugs, get myself loaded, in order to actually get things done. The 2000 AD Judge Dredd single page comic strip art competition, and not this month. Well, this coming month, April, I believe. It ends the end of April, so I have to get that done this coming month, which I will. I've got it roughed out, and it's going to be a good one. And I've seen some of the entries that they've been posting on their Instagram page, and I think I'm in with a good chance of winning. So I'm going to be getting that done. There's a gallery that's opened up in Wales. That was opened by a friend and some associates of his. They've managed to get like a space to open like a big gallery and art space. So that's cool. I hope that goes really well for them. They asked me to be in their primary initial opening exhibition with a bunch of other artists, and there's some really good artists that I really wanted to see, and I was close to that place. I was visiting my friend Sam at that exact time, and Sam and I just couldn't work it out with the travelling and everything, so I wasn't able to go, which was quite sad. I also, was really, really depressed, hadn't been able to make any work for it, and but they've asked me to be a part of their next exhibition, which I believe is the end of April also. I believe all of this is like, I read one message and remembered parts of it, and I might be misremembering parts of it, but I think that's the end of April. And so I've got some work. It's a paintings show specifically, I believe. So I've got some work that I can put in, just that I've got lying around, and there's a couple of pieces I'm working on for the show specifically, so that'll be nice. So I'll have some work to send them to exhibit, and hopefully I'll be able to make it to the show as well, depending on other things. Also during that month is a toy convention. At least a year or more ago, a friend of mine sent me some bigger versions of this guy, my friend Carl, who makes these. This is his little noodle lizard character. You've no doubt seen him before. I've shown him a few times. I've got a special urine yellow one of these that was cast just for me. Like, it's clear, like crystal urine yellow, which is really, really cool. So he, well over a year ago, he gave me a couple of those to customize for an upcoming toy convention, but I didn't get around to it because I'm very sad, I've got no ideas and a woo. But there's the convention is coming around again next month, or this coming month, April, I believe. And I do have a couple of ideas for customizing a couple of those things. They're bigger ones. They're about this big, lizard guys, and so that'll be good. So I'll hopefully get those done and get those to the Toy Con, because that'll be fun. And the exhibition in Wales, my friend's art space. If I sell a couple of paintings, that's not the point, but if I do sell a couple of paintings, that's a little bit of money in my pocket, so that's useful. There's a good chance the toys will sell, because Carl is really good at selling his toys. And like custom toys tend to sell well because they have a very specific audience. So when people see like a toy, it's cool, but then they see like a custom, like hand painted version of that toy, it's even better, and they will pay more for that. I've done one for him before. I did it pink and I painted a little goblin face on it, and that sold. So the ideas I have for these other ones should sell, so that's more money in my pocket. So that's useful, which, praise money, of course. Money is never my the thing that motivates. Money is never my primary motivation for doing things, but sometimes it has to be taken into account, of course. So with these, certain projects and things I've got in the works, at least some of them are for money, so they should be useful in that respect. And the 2000 AD thing, if I win the competition and I get printed in their pages, then they'll pay me. And then if they like me enough and I get more work, then there's more potential money through art, which is, good. That's a good thing, I guess. Yeah, I love turning the one thing I like in my life into money. It's really cool that I can commodify something so personal to me. I love turning my hobby into a fucking career. It's the best. I mean, 100% would rather be doing this, what I'm doing now, than, working in a shoe store. But would still rather, That's why I'd love to be able to live off of the podcast for whatever this is, as if I'm ever going to be able to live off of this, or just make enough money through Patreon and putting out my podcast, because that's like sort of aside from art, so that would free up my sort of time and energy to make art, to really make art that I want to make, rather than just do commissions and things all the time. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all have the things we love in life, instead of having to do things that we don't want to do all the time? Wouldn't that be nice? What a novel idea. You should write that down, and you should write a book. You'd be world famous. You'd become a famous author, and you wouldn't have to worry about making money from art anymore. You could write and become a turf. Apparently that does you well. Become hated after creating a boring series of boring books about boring teenage boring wizards. Harry Potter was always boring, by the way, just saying. Oh, but I actually really like it. I don't care! It was boring. So my point being, there are things in the works. I've got plans and ideas. Some of them I might even get done. And all the while, I'm still working on commissions, and I'm because I've done quite a bit of painting over these past few weeks, and I've got other paintings on the go. I am feeling better about my paintings in general, and if you recall, that was an issue with trying to get another book put together, was just looking through my paintings and just thinking ugh and hating all of them. But I am feeling more positive about my paintings in general. So I think I may be closer to being able to put that book together. So that would be something I'd like to do. I'd like to have that ready to print by the end of April. That seems to be how it goes. I feel like every year I start off thinking like, right, I'm going to get this book out right at the start of the year. And it tends to be around end of April, mid-May that I manage to actually get the thing done. So it may be the case again this year. I may be able to, by mid-May, have the next paintings book out. I mean, that's completely like, we'll see. It might not happen. It might. Death Fist. I've gotten the first page done, and I've barely been able to touch the rest of it because I've got to focus on commissions, and I've got to focus on making money. That's the point, isn't it? I'd love to have the time to sit and work on Death Fist, but money rules all. Gun Viking, I've lost all motivation for Gun Viking at the moment. I'm sure it'll pick up somewhere along the way, but at the moment, Gun Viking's just sort of whatever, off in the background somewhere, doing his thing. And that's everything. Do I have any movie reviews? I watched The Whale. I think I spoke about that last episode, so I won't. It just wasn't good. Says me, movie reviewer Ewan, who's never made a movie in his life. Well, I've made videos. I mean, I know about. I know about nothing. Shut up. Just shut up.